Hi everyone, it's 6:58 a.m. Sunday, August 24th. And what we're going to do today is try to beef up the leaves of R3. And before we go any further, let's just go over its past history. And it's a pretty brief one. On June 23rd, I brought it home. 35 days later, on July 28th, I repotted it. And what does repotting mean? Well, I soaked the dried up root ball for about 2 hours. And then after that, proceeded to remove all of the dried up moss so that we have a situation that looks like this. Next, on July 29th, I made a video about it, saying R3 has a new home. 2 days later, for whatever reason, on July 31st, I soaked it for 30 minutes. And for a period of over 3 weeks, from July 31st to today, Sunday, August 24th, it hasn't been watered. Well, if we look at the leaves, they're surprisingly healthy. They're not really floppy at all. I mean, they could use some water, but they're pretty good. And this leaf, in the space of a month, actually from July 26th until now, has grown from 2.5 inches to 3 inches. Let's take a look at the roots. And they look surprisingly healthy. And I thought this would be a great opportunity to talk about good roots and bad roots. These being good roots. And good roots you can leave out in the air for long periods of time and they don't shrivel up. That's basically the gist of it. And I've trimmed away most of the bad roots, which shrivel up and then dry out and are worthless. So we have a sound root system here with lots of root buds coming out of terminated roots, old roots, and we're in good shape. So as far as a watering procedure goes, one of our members recommended that I try something where I soak the orchid and instead of leaving it for 6 days, maybe leave it for less days. So what I'm going to propose here before I do it is a 4-day dry out period. So I'll soak it today on Sunday, then we'll have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to dry out, and then we'll resume on Friday. And an additional caveat is that I'm just going to water it for the peak draw period of water for cam orchids. And that's basically from now, 7 a.m. or sunrise to about noon. So we're going to do a 5-hour period each time. So before watering it, let's weigh it. We'll weigh everything together. Take the orchid out and weigh the vase, and then we'll know how much the orchid weighs itself. And everything together weighs 25.3, and I'll now remove the orchid, and the vase is 18.6. So now we have the data that we need before watering. And let's look at the updated data. Saturday, August 9th, 15 days ago, the orchid weighed 7.1 ounces. And this morning, it weighs 6.7 ounces. And that's about it. So let's go back to watering it. And it's 7:09 a.m. So let's put the water in. we'll fill it about halfway up the roots, a little more. Okay, and this is what we have. And that should be sufficient. So we'll let this sit for 5 hours, and I'll see you then. All right, we're back, and it's 12:06 p.m. on Sunday, August 24th. And what we're going to do is remove R3 from the water, put it in this larger vase, let it dry out a bit. Okay, just leave it there for now. And what I'm going to do is dump the water and dry this vase out, and then we'll do a reweighing in about 15 minutes. Okay, we're back, and it's 12:23 p.m. So let's move this orchid back to its original vase. All right, there it goes. And let's reweigh it and see how much of a difference there is after 5 hours. So we have 25.9 ounces for the whole thing, for a gain of 0.6 ounces. So looking at the updated data, R3 gained 0.6 ounces. It went from 6.7 ounces to 7.3 because the weight of everything went from 25.3 to 25.9. And the weight gain of 0.6 ounces as a percentage of the original weight of 6.7 is 8.96%. So I've affixed our new MSW, or maximum saturation weight of 25.9, onto the vase. So now at least we have a benchmark, and in 4 days we'll see if it falls below that, and then if watering it on Friday will bring it back to this benchmark. These things we don't know yet, and it will be interesting to find out. So I will see you this coming Friday, and thanks for joining me once again.